Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to do a Bitcoin breakdown, see what's happening with Bitcoin in the long term and also if there's any intraday opportunities for the week. So my last Bitcoin update was on the 22nd of April, so if you want to watch that you'll see that price action was here. So there's a massive bullish engulfing candlestick. It engulfed the previous candle and also it breached this daily support which is now acting as resistance. So you'll see I would have drawn these blue arrows here, and if you don't believe me you'll see in the previous video, 22nd of April, the title of the video is Bitcoin Update. You'll see I drew this arrow here because I was expecting it to retrace, and also this blue arrow here. So I was expecting price to retrace down to this level where the daily support now acts as daily resistance, and then it would increase, be bullish all the way to this level here, which is the weekly support, weekly resistance, and it's exactly done that. So you'll see here, this is how technical analysis can change your trading and how simple it is to predict where price is going in the long term. So make sure you check that out. Excellent analysis. I mean, I was expecting it to retrace to here before I buy, but obviously you could have bought it here on this candlestick, any of these, and also these here. So you could have bought it at 94,000 and sold it at 109. Even as a spot trade, if you're buying 90 grand worth of Bitcoin, you could have made it easily £15,000 in the space of, that's 1st of May, that is, so in 3 weeks you could have made 15 grand. But obviously if you're trading intraday, you could have broke it down, so I had your entry here and your stop loss just underneath there, as so. So that would have been a good trade for you to have. So let's see what's happening with Bitcoin now. So I'm going to try and do a Bitcoin update every week or twice a week just to see what's going on, because we're going to get the final bull run coming now. Altcoin season is coming this year, so make sure you stock up on your coins, your tokens, and obviously your spot trades as well. So let me just delete this. So remember, we always mark up, start on the weekly. Price moves from support and resistance. So remember, price moves from a weekly support to a weekly resistance. It's done exactly that. So here was a previous high. It went down to a higher low. You can see you can add a trend line in here as well. And then from here you could have bought, and obviously this is a most recent price action where it's at the weekly resistance at an all-time high of 109,400. So it's retested that. So from here, what's going to happen? From here, on a weekly perspective, it can either go down. You can see it's rejecting the weekly resistance already with this bearish candlestick here. So it could be the case where price moves back down here and we're in a range, or it could be the case where price breaks the resistance. Hold on. Price breaks the resistance. It now acts as support, and this is all-time highs. So this is where price is breaking new price action here. And I expect peak of the bull run, which is going to be this year, I'll say November, December, price will get to 166,000 and then that's it, finished. Cycle is finished for another 4 years. So make sure you stock up on your Bitcoin, on your Ethereum, your XRPs, all your altcoins that I've mentioned previously. Make sure you're stocking up because now's the time to buy. So that's your weekly long-term analysis. If we look on a daily perspective, what's going on here? So you can know that this is your daily resistance. So mark that in blue. And here is your daily support region, as so. So if price rejects here, what I'll do is I'll move this up because that's the most recent weekly resistance. Here you've got weekly resistance, here you've got weekly support. Price will move in between these levels on the daily. If you want to add another daily support region, you can do so here. If you want to add another one, this will be your weekly support. So as you can see, if price breaks this support, it'll act as resistance, go down, back to its resistance, go down as so. So that's how price moves in between the levels. Now if you go to your H4 time frame, going to repeat the process once again. Mark your lower highs as a resistance. So here is a key resistance on H4. I'll mark that in yellow. Again, here's another lower high. Now we'll mark the lower low, which is here. So I expect price to move between these two levels. Price is currently changing structure, so it looks to be bullish again. As you can see, it made a lower low, lower high, low, high, 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 low, high, high, low, high, 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 low, high. So it could have been a good entry point here on this candlestick. Looks to be going up at the moment. You can break it down even further on a H1 time frame by repeating the process. So what you could do is, this is today's price action Tuesday. If you look at Monday's price action here, get the Fibonacci retracement tool from the low of the day. So this is a fib tool. So grab this from the low of the day to the high. So you could say here to there. And obviously extend it to today's price action. These are your intraday trading levels for today. So when price comes to these levels or close to the level, you can enter a trade in your direction. So if price is here, look for buys. If price here, we'll look for sells. As you can see, got to the 0% Fibonacci and massive sellers. So you could have took a sell trade here about 2 hours ago. So that's how I see Bitcoin playing out. If you go to the H4, where do I see Bitcoin playing out in the medium to long term? I still expect price to be bullish. It's rejected the daily support. It looks to be going back up to this level here, which is your daily resistance at 110. And long term, it's difficult to see. I think we'll have to wait a week or two to see whether this is going to retrace back to the weekly resistance or if it's going to continue to plummet. And obviously long term, you're still looking at 166. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed that Bitcoin breakdown. Like, share and subscribe. Peace.